Welcome to Lisa's Book Nook. I'm Lisa, and I'm so excited to be reading to you tonight. So, get your favorite stuffed animal or doll. Tonight I still have my daughters, Hello Kitty, and this is Mermaid Kitty. She's got that beautiful mermaid tail, and she's got a beautiful bow right there. My daughter loves Hello Kitty, so she has a lot of Hello Kitty friends. I'm going to go ahead and put Hello Kitty on the side so she can read with us tonight. You run and get your favorite stuffed animal or doll, climb into bed, fluff your pillow, pull your covers up, wiggle your body in nice and comfy. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take a moment to do our deep breathing exercises in preparation for sleep time. Now, but before we do that, Miss Lisa would like you to go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button so that you can read with me every night. I love all my friends and I love reading, and I love having all of you listen to all of the fun stories that I get, that I go and I find. I try to find interesting stories for me and all my friends to read. I just absolutely love it. So go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button on this video so that you will get notifications. And if you ever want to have another story, or if you ever see a story that I'm reading that night, you can go ahead and you can join me on that reading adventure. Now, let's go ahead in preparation for going to bed. We're going to just relax our body. And we're going to do that by our deep breathing exercises. Let's go ahead and we're going to take a deep, relaxing breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Let's go ahead and do that again. A deep, relaxing breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Now, let's travel into the faraway land of make-believe. Tonight's book is The Big Orange Splot. And what drew me to this book was it just seemed really simple. Sometimes we have more complex books. Sometimes we have more serious books. This one just seemed really simple. It seemed simple. It caught my eye. It's just a big house. It's a house that sort of looks like maybe one of my friends would have, made. And I thought, what is the Big Orange Splot? And I don't know what it is. And I thought, you know what? This is a sweet, simple book. I want to read this book, but more importantly, I want my friends to be able to enjoy this book with me. So I want to read this book, and I want to read it to my friends also. So let's go ahead and explore The Big Orange Splot by Daniel Pinkwater. And Miss Lisa also, as you guys know, Miss Lisa loves illustrations. I love the colors and how they choose to illustrate the book. And that was another thing. Like I said, it looks very simple. The illustration was very simple. It looks like one of my friends in early childhood education would have probably drew this. And I also like the coloring. The coloring looks like marker. It reminds me of pre-K or kindergarten, where you have marker and you're allowed to color with marker. So yeah, so The Big Orange Splot. Here we go. Mr. Plum Bean lived on a street where all the houses were the same. So he lived on a street where all the houses are the same. He liked it that way. So did everybody else on Mr. Plum Bean Street. This is a neat street, they would say. Then one day, a seagull flew over Mr. Plum Bean's house. He was carrying a can of bright orange paint. No one knows why. And he dropped the can. No one knows why. Right over Mr. Plum Bean's house. So here goes our seagull. He's carrying this can of paint and he drops it right over Mr. Plum Bean's house. It made a big orange splot on Mr. Plum Bean's house. Ooh, too bad, everyone said. Mr. Plum Bean will have to paint his house again. I suppose I will, said Mr. Plum Bean. But he didn't paint the house right away. He looked at the big orange splot for a long time. Then he went about his business. The neighbors got tired of seeing that big orange splot. Someone said, Mr. Plum Bean, we wish you'd get around to painting your house. Okay, said Mr. Plum Bean. So there, the seagull dropped that paint and caused that big orange splot right there. And he didn't immediately want to paint it. He kept looking at it and going about his business. And so his neighbors are complaining and saying, man, we wish you'd paint your house. He got some blue paint and some white paint, and that night he got busy. He painted at night because it was cooler. When the paint was gone, the roof was blue, the walls were white, and the big orange splot was still there. Then he got some more paint. He got red paint, yellow paint, green paint, and purple paint. In the morning, the other people on the street came out of their houses. Their houses were all the same, but Mr. Plum Bean's house was like a rainbow. It was like a jungle. It was like an explosion. So Mr. Plum Bean decided to paint his house, but he went complete eccentric with it. He did all kinds of colors. So it seems like that big orange splot gave him some sort of inspiration to have all kinds of colors on his house. And that made it so that all of a sudden, all of the houses were no longer the same. And remember, boys and girls, everybody liked that neighborhood because all of the houses were all the same. And now Mr. Plum Bean has gone completely bonkers with his. He is completely different. And let's see what everybody thinks of that. There was the big orange splot, and there were little orange splots. There were stripes. There were pictures of elephants and lions and pretty girls and steam shovels. The people said, Plum Bean has popped his cork, flipped his wig, blown his stack, and dropped his stopper. They went away muttering. That day, Mr. Plum Bean bought carpenter's tools. That night, he built a tower on top of his roof, and he painted a clock on the tower. So everybody's sort of looking and they're going, oh my goodness, Mr. Plum Bean has basically gone mad. And in this case, the word mad means crazy, because he has just done everything to his house. Whoa. And now he's built a tower on the top of his house. He's done all of that beautiful painting and built a tower. The next day, people said, Plum Bean has gushed his mush, lost his marbles, and slipped his houster. They decided they would pretend not to notice. So those are all more phrases of basically saying like he's gone crazy. His house is just a lot. So they're going to pretend not to notice. I don't know how they can pretend not to notice that. But to be quite honest with you, boys and girls, Miss Lisa kind of likes it. I'm kind of enjoying it. That very night, Mr. Plum Bean got a truck full of green things. He planted palm trees, boabas, thorn bushes, onions, and frangipani. In the morning, he bought a hammock and an alligator. Wow, oh, look at his house now. When the other people came out of their house, they saw Mr. Plum Bean swimming in a hammock between two palm trees. They saw an alligator laying in the grass. Mr. Plum Bean was drinking lemonade. Wow, he's really gone crazy with his house, but his house is so beautiful and he seems to really be enjoying himself. Wow, look at him. Oh goodness, Miss Lisa didn't realize that's a real alligator. You see how he has the leash and he has it tied up? I thought it was just a pretend one. Mr. Plum Bean has gone too far. This used to be a neat street. Plum Bean, what have you done to your house? The people shouted. So now they're finally confronting him. They said they were going to pretend like they didn't see it, but now they're like, oh no, he has gone too far. My house is me, and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams, Mr. Plum Bean said. The people went away. They asked the man who lived next door to Mr. Plum Bean to go and have a talk to him. Tell him we all liked it here before he changed his house. Tell him that house has to be the same as ours so we can have a neat street. So basically, they liked it when everything was the same, and they want Mr. Plum Bean to go back and make his house the same as everyone else's. But Mr. Plum Bean told them that, you know what? This house is me and I am it, meaning this is his character. He said, I've done everything to this house that I see in my dreams, and I actually think it's fabulous. The man went to see Mr. Plum Bean that evening. They sat under the palm tree, drinking lemonade and talking all night. So that's his neighbor. They asked his neighbor to go check on him and to see if he was okay and to see if he was willing to change his house back the way it used to be. Uh-oh. Look at what happened. That's the neighbor who actually went to go see him. Let's see what happened. Early the next morning, the man went out to get lumber and rope and nails and paint. When the people came out of their houses, they saw a red and yellow ship next door to the house of Mr. Plum Bean. So Mr. Plum Bean also gave his neighbor inspiration to be himself. What have you done to your house? They shouted at the man. My house is me and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams, said the man who had always loved ships. He's just like Plum Bean, the people said. He's got bees in his bonnets, backs in his belfry, and knots in his noodle. Then one by one they went to see Mr. Plum Bean late at night. They would sit under the palm trees and drink lemonade and talk about their dreams. And whenever anyone visited Mr. Plum Bean's house, the very next day, that person would set about changing his own house to fit his dreams. Whoa, look at everybody's houses. So we have the ship there. We have an air balloon. We have like a temple, a Taj Mahal kind of thing. I can see the little piece of a castle. So every time someone went to go visit Mr. Plum Bean, they left feeling inspired. So basically it meant he inspired them. He encouraged them. He told them to be who they wanted to be. Don't try to follow other people, or don't do what is expected, I guess. You know, just be yourself. And this all is the result of that. Those are some nice houses all of his neighbors came up with. Whenever a stranger came to the street of Mr. Plum Bean and his neighbors, the stranger would say, "This is not a neat street." Then all the people would say, "Our street is us and we are it. Our street is where we like to be, and it looks like all our dreams." The end. That was a really, really good story. I really liked that story, boys and girls. So let's go ahead and let's get ready for bed. Let's go ahead and prepare for bed just by relaxing our bodies. And if you're not going to bed at the moment, let's just go ahead and relax your body for just a minute or two. And that's like giving your body a reset. It's so healthy for your body to sometimes take a moment to stop, to close your eyes and do a couple of deep breathing exercises in preparation for whatever your next activity might be. Let's go ahead and first sing our Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are. Okay. And if you haven't done already, please hit the like and subscribe button so Miss Lisa can continue putting out her content, and you can continue seeing my notifications. If you ever want to read with me again, Miss Lisa loves reading with all her friends. Let's go ahead and relax our bodies now. Relax your shoulders, relax your legs. Slowly adjust your neck and begin to relax your neck. Let's go ahead and breathe in deep through our nose and exhale slowly through our mouth. Let's go ahead and do that again. Deep, deep, deep breath in through our nose, and we're going to exhale slowly through our mouth. One more time, deep, 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 relaxing breath in through our nose and slowly exhale out through our mouth. Okay, if you're going to bed right now, good night, sweet dreams. See you in the morning. If you're not, enjoy your next activity. Bye, guys.